Hello and welcome everyone to the Summer 2023 Week 5 Prize Arena. My name is Joe and I'm the commissioner of the Collegiate Chess League, and I wanted to wish everyone a happy International Chess Day. What a coincidence that our weekly arena is on Chess Day, so that's very exciting. Yeah, we're over halfway done with the summer series for the weekly arenas. We are giving out prizes every week on Thursdays. This arena is starting in about a minute. We've got almost 70 players already joined, which is great to see. And I also wanted to announce that we are going to have our Summer Bullet Championship tournament tomorrow morning at the same time as today. So 11 a.m. tomorrow, be there to tune in to see who is going to win the Bullet Championship. There are a couple divisions, but we'll be covering mainly Division 1. It is a 8-player division with a double elimination bracket. So very excited to see who's going to win that one. Also, wanted to mention that later today, we have a very exciting Blitz Champs tournament coming up with the Stanford football team. So definitely check out chess.com and their Twitch channel to see that. All right, the tournament is starting. Let me find a game to watch. Here we go. We've got a crowd favorite, J Game, who is, I believe, from McGill University, top-rated player, 2247, playing against Super GM Skillset, who appears to be AFK, so that is unfortunate. What's up, Brody? How you doing? Hello, headbands. All right, let's find the next game. Here we've got El Calvary from UT Dallas, who's played pretty much every time, playing against Arco Dipto, who is actually one of our bullet players competing tomorrow. So, yeah, lots of chess to be played. Exciting times. It's chess day. If you're not playing in this arena on chess day, what are you doing? How are you celebrating chess day if not playing chess? What a brilliant occasion. I mean, I know you all have had chess day marked on your calendar since last chess day. Watching it at work, Brody, man, dude, I can't believe they got you working on chess day. Did you even I mean, I would be livid. Working on chess day? I couldn't imagine. That's definitely not what I'm doing right now. I'm also watching at work. All right, just kidding. Anyways, all right, Calvary gets the knight in with the old fork, attacking the b pawn as well. Queen steps back to defend. If black wanted to, they could take this knight, forcing pawn takes. And then this rook is kind of awkwardly placed, but the pawn might become useful in the center. Right now, white's got this isolated d pawn. So black's like, you know what? I'm not going to take this quite just yet. I'm gonna maybe pile on, and attack a little bit more. So we see a knight trade. This kind of opens up that rook against the queen a little bit. Rook b1, getting off of this diagonal, perhaps, but it also weakens the a pawn a little bit. Hello, Geki Claus. How are you? Welcome. We've got our weekly arena underway. All right, knight takes, and now maybe we take the a pawn, attacking the rook. It's with tempo. Bishop can get under attack though, and white can maybe win this a pawn back. However, there's a very nice bishop b3. No time to take the pawn. Your bishop's pinned, so rook lifts to defend. And now, can we save this guy? Maybe the queen steps up. Maybe the queen double up. That's another idea. Here we go. We see it. So Calvary winning a pawn and taking deep initiative over the c file. Knight comes back, and the attack doesn't stop there. In fact, the attack is getting piled on. Queen gets out of the pin with a counter punch. Take my knight, I'll take your bishop. So this is very interesting stuff. If bishop takes to alleviate that pressure, the knight takes back. Here we go. Bishop attacking the rook. probably we're going to see this. No, bishop block, getting off the c-file. So Arca Dipto putting up some resistance here, finding the right defensive moves. Got your membership back up going again. That's great to hear. You love to see it. All right. Queen steps aside, defending the a-pawn a tad. Maybe we see knight f3 with tempo. Bishop steps back, boxing out the knight. Plenty of time left for both players. Arco is down a pawn, though. So black has the 2-on-1 outside majority. That's going to be a long-term advantage. Here we see b3, attacking the bishop. We see the trade. Queen takes back. And now black wants to get the last piece involved, so lifts the rook. White, meanwhile, attacking on the queen side, trying to get this pawn back. The rook was already lifted and now doubled. Another purpose behind playing b3. Nice move here. Black maybe is going to... Maybe they double back, actually. Interestingly, white is allowed to take after this check. The king can run or the knight can block. So black goes for the counterplay, but white can take with tempo. And win this pawn back. All right, we see the king lift. This is going to allow a check. So that's annoying. White should have taken that pawn when they had the opportunity. So Cavalry stepping back, and now black can trade rooks. That will help alleviate the pressure on the a-file. But no, the queen stepping in, actually a strong idea, still threatening rook c1. Ooh, now taking the pawn, but rook c1. Hello, what was your plan here, my friend? That does not look good. You're going to lose this knight. Yeah, surprised Arco went for this king h2 idea. That was not great. So knight block. Actually, probably what the computer wanted is probably queen f1. But obviously that's not the move you want to make. No, it wanted rook takes. Oh, wait. Sorry, hold on. Rook takes c1 and then queen f1. Yeah, that's not great. Okay, anyways. Let's look for another game. All right, we got two 1900s going at it. McGill versus India. The queen's attacking the dark square bishop. We have opposite colored bishops. Alcalas is up 2 pawns. This is a forcing bishop block. I see Penguin Pax is in first. From Georgia Tech. I see Nate Dogg is in here. I see Cute Cat is in here. Let's see. Knight versus bishop in this endgame. Black is up a pawn, but it's pinned right now. White's attacking this weak double pawn. Also taking away some squares from the knight. This pawn is hanging, but this pawn would hang. Bishop takes g6. Black wants to push this passer. Going after the base pawn instead. This could temporarily allow f5. Here we see another pawn grabbed. There's a check. If the king goes here, there's bishop takes. The king steps here. Now the bishop has to move. Comes back. There's knight check. Kind of annoying. King steps here. There's another check if you want it. Also attacking the bishop. Knight goes here. Blocking the rook, also defending this pawn. We could see rook to g7. But you do got to watch out. These are outside pass pawns. Black has every piece over here. Rook goes here, which is really confusing. And now goes here, but this does not... This could have been achieved sooner. So giving up essentially a free move. Check, king steps back, cut off now. The pawn inches closer. Taking this pawn is simply too much, too slow. Yeah, rook comes over, attacking the bishop, but also threatening a2 and a1. So that's not looking good for Nate out there, unfortunately. Let's check on Cute Cat, who just won. All right, well, nice check. And they were going to land the monstrous fork. Although white has queen d4, but was not played. All right. Let's see. We've got Round Crown versus the Ultimate Blunderer, who is playing in the Bullet Championship tomorrow. And looks like black is trying to make a pass pawn, but white has a lot of pawns. Pushes, and now black is just queening with check. So white, in a moment, throws the game away in time pressure. Now threatening to queen. Taking that with check. No, queen here, king here, threatening to promote. Check, king here. Check, king here, no. Hold on. Check, here, check, here. Let's see if Round Crown knows the technique. This is going to be perpetual. You got to inch closer. Pinning. Pinning again. Threatening to promote, but now the queen is on the promotion square, and now white's going to try to bring up another pawn, but now the king can come. Oh, the king's going the other way. Interesting decision. King is getting back in time. Pawn push here. No, king here. There's a check. And then, I don't know. Check here is pretty good, actually. You could take this with check, take that. No, you can't take this anymore, but there's queen check. King here. No. Here. We've got some interesting technique here. Interesting technique for sure. All right, go after the F pawn. Queen F4. No. Check. Uh-oh. Another check. There's king takes. Hold on. King defending the pawn, trying to play this. Trying to mate. Oh my god, could you imagine? I don't think black would allow it, but like, holy smokes. Holy smokes, folks. This is some intense chess right now. It's a queen and king versus 3 pawns. There's one check. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Queen F4. Pawn push. The king's gonna try to come around or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. What is happening? There's gonna be another queen on the board. There's 2 queens now. Yeah, just unfortunately. Okay. This is interesting. Wait, check and then promote? But now you're in check. You can block back with check and then take. And you're almost queening, but not quite. Oh, it was so close, dude. What a crazy game. Yeah, black needs to work on this queen and pawn endgame technique, but that's okay. Let's see a stalemate. No, all right. Well, that was a entertaining game to say the least. It was very close. You never knew what was gonna happen. All right. We've got Xanthermal from Santa Fe playing against D-Sing. University of Waterloo is in first, 1 point ahead of Georgia Tech. Ooh, and Georgia Tech's bringing the heavy hitters today. They've got Titus, they've got Panda, and they've got Supernova, all at 2 out of 2. Waterloo's got Mr. Waffle Truck, who is 3 out of 3. So, yeah, it's gonna be a close one. I'm expecting Georgia Tech to win again. We'll see. We're up to 97 players now, so 3 away from 100. We have 45 minutes left in the arena. Xanthermal looks to be down a bishop and 2 pawns, which is less than ideal. Ooh, Hyderabad getting in there in second place now, 2 points ahead of Georgia Tech. Maybe we try to find one of the titled players playing. Here we go. Ooh, this is Waterloo versus Georgia Tech. First place team versus the third place team. Vedic's got the black pieces here. 3 minutes on the clock. Let's see, both sides have a light score bishop. Looks like the king and the bishop have swapped places here. Okay, trade. Taking the knight with the bishop. So, we see bishop versus knight. This is a passed pawn now, supported by the rook, but does that mean it can be picked off easily? Can we take this? We gotta watch out for our knight on e2, and this pawn as well is pinned to the king. So, very interesting stuff. We have knight takes. Can we do it? Can we do it, folks? Knight takes bishop here. Is that the line? I don't know. Instead, we see queen to g4 opposite the king. That gives us some additional checks at our disposal. Two minutes for the Canadian. Knight comes out. Helps support the pawn. The queen was covering the square, so now the knight's here. What is the move? Queen steps up. Computer liked this move. Wow, to play here. That is fancy. Queen steps up, attacking the knight. Knight goes to d5. c4, kicking the knight out. And the knight's going to give up the control of f6. So that check was mate, so the knight couldn't actually move. Vedic finds queen d8 to defend, but this allows for white to win the piece. So Vedic's not playing the best right now. White is up a knight. The rook's to the back rank. White is a little low on time now. Vedic's kicking the knight out. All right. What just happened? Did Vedic get a piece back? Whoa. Wait, was the knight trapped? Wow. Knight back, taking away this square, this pawn taking away the square, and simply g5. Vedic gets the piece back. But he is still down a pawn. But Vedic's fighting back. He's up on time as well. He takes the D pawn, but he gives up his H pawn, which I thought was kind of interesting. Knight comes in, attacking the G pawn. King steps up. There goes the G pawn. So Vedic has equalized the material. Very impressive, for sure. Let's see, Waterloo's still ahead? No, Georgia Tech now is in the lead. I realize now I should be watching the club standings, not the player standings. But that's okay. All right. Rook is attacking the bishop, and white's gonna maybe win the b pawn now. Bishop gives a check. Knight could take if you wanted to. Trade, and now if you take this, you get checked, or okay, you lose that. So it's a 2 versus 1. Rook steps back to try to get behind the king. This has been a roller coaster game. Vedic's been all over the place. The king is walking the pawn up. White's pushing their pawns forward. Rook's going to take the b pawn. This pawn is running. Check. King up. Check again. King continues. Check again. Now the rook is hit. Rook down. Pawn up. Uh-oh. Check. And now the king has no shelter. Rook check and promote is unstoppable. So Vedic messed this up. At what point he needed to play the move rook to a1, and he would have been able to promote, but the king is back in time now. That's the problem. He played the checks too many times, and this allowed the king to get back. What he needed to do is he could sack the rook for the pawn, because then his king would have been able to promote. The problem is this king is too close and wins the pawn. And yeah, end of the game here. So Vedic goes down. And that's going to be big for Waterloo. Hyderabad is in first place now, ahead of Georgia Tech by 1 point. We have a player from Santa Fe who's in first with 4 out of 4. Let's find a new game. Ooh, we've got Brigham playing from UC Berkeley. The rivals of Stanford. Stanford, I don't think, is competing in these arenas, but Stanford's football team is competing today in Blitz Champs. Is there a link to the arena? Yes, there is. You betcha. Exclamation point arena. Happy chess day, Luke. Good to see you. The TwitchCon badge is so cute for Paris. It's the Eiffel Tower. I wonder what it's going to be for Vegas. Maybe it's also going to be the Eiffel Tower. Because, you know, Vegas does have its own Eiffel Tower. So, anyways. I'm surprised b4 wasn't played there, but Brigham's doing quite well, if I do say so myself. He's trying to win this knight, but he just got checkmated. So good job, Brigham. You did it. Berkeley is represented here. We got real tie from UMass playing against Cree Rules from Austin. $35 minutes left in the arena. We're over 100 players yet again, which is great. The people are showing out today for chess day. Let's see. J game. There's a four-way tie for first. Change from Santa Fe, Supernova, and iCube Checking, both from Georgia Tech, and J game from McGill. And a lot of players with 3 out of 3, including Titus from Georgia Tech and Sauron from University of Illinois. So Georgia Tech is back in the lead, first place, 5 points ahead of Hyderabad from India. Waterloo at 29 points, UMass at 26, and McGill making the top 5 with 21 points. Santa Fe behind them at 17. We got Bangladesh, Dallas, and Illinois pretty close behind Santa Fe. And Witwatersrand from South Africa, rounding out the top 10 spots. All right, what's going on in this game? So, real tie. I believe that is Adi Bhatia from UMass. Looks to be doing quite well. Well, it's a rook versus 2 knights, but lots of pawns. So, in fact, Dang Nguyen, Cree Rules, who's playing in the Bullet Championship tomorrow for Division 2, resigns early there, tries to get the next game going. So, let's find the next game, shall we? We have Nate Dogs. Again, Nate Dogs doing well this time against the Indian opponent. Ooh, we've got Buff Bunny versus Titus. This is a tough pairing for Buff Bunny, but Buff Bunny is a streamer from San Jose State. So, if you want, you can check out their channel, which I believe should just be called Buff Bunny, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. UMass is streaming right now, so that's pretty cool. Shout out to UMass. Let's see. UMass is the chess center, so maybe we can find them. I don't see them right now. That's okay. All right. Anywho, how's Titus doing against the Buff? Titus has only used a minute on the clock. Position's relatively even. Bishop versus knight. Looks like Titus has the worst pawn structure, but hard to make progress. Looks like Black, though, has this pass pawn and is going to try to push it. The king steps in the center for sure. I would play here, or computer wants rook check, but you got to watch out for this check, right? The king goes this way. I like 95, but ooh, king here. Computer hates this for the Buff Bunny, unfortunately. And the threat, I think, is just simply checkmate. Ooh, yeah, no, that's GG. A self-mate there from the Californian. Realizing it. Titus had it pre-moved. All right, well, that's going to help Georgia Tech add on to their lead. They're 7 points ahead of Hyderabad, aka Bits. Sauron is at a perfect 5 out of 5. Titus just got to 4 out of 4. Wow, there are a lot of players tied at 4 out of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players at 4 out of 4. That's a lot. All right, let's find another game. All right, here we've got Loyal Beetle representing the UK versus Nandang representing the Netherlands. And Loyal Beetle wins. So way too much material there. All right, we've got the River versus Side C. Side C representing Shippensburg, very low on the clock, but is very much ahead in material. But White has a queen and is trying to push these outside pass pawns. 2 rooks, though, versus the queen, both attacking the pawns. There's also this bishop over here. Queen c6 is kind of an interesting take. Okay, king attacked the bishop. Bishop attacks the queen. I still like queen c6. No, queen steps up to c7, a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, black has their work cut out for them to try to, convert this position. Unfortunately, they're very low on time. All right, so they're attacking the queen. I would try to attack this rook, so you want to go to b7 here. Because if you don't, rook check is going to win the b pawn, and when the b pawn falls, the a pawn falls. So, yeah, you just got to watch out for forks. But everything's defended, except for this rook on b3. But it's hard to attack it. So I love the dark square bishop with the light square pawn combo. There's a check. King steps up. You do have to watch out for forks. Once the other rook takes the a pawn, the king can be exposed on the back rank. So here's a check. King steps aside. 5 seconds left. Very low on the clock. Pawn's pushing, but that's a free pawn. Oh, but then the bishop take, or sorry, it's not a free pawn. Okay, so White just won a bishop for the pawn. Black's rooks are not connected. There goes another pawn with check. Still completely winning for Black, but watch out for that clock. Less than 10 seconds for side C. Can they convert it? Can they do it? The rooks are still not connected. 2 seconds, 1 second, 3.5 seconds left. There is the 2-second increment. Can you connect the rooks? Okay, the other rook goes back, completely passive, but now they're getting active again. There's check, double up on the third rank, threatening to check a lot. Oh my God, this could be the Nigel Short like king walk. Oh my gosh, the king walks up the board and does the job himself. Oh, the queen gets in there. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. Oh man, I'm so sorry for side C. You hate to see it. Or maybe if you're the River, you love to see it. Wow, what a comeback. Okay, we've got Woofer representing Oklahoma taking on Round Crown from Purdue. Mira, thank you for the follow. Welcome. We are up to 110 players. We're just past the halfway point of the arena. We're at 26 minutes remaining. We still have Georgia Tech in first. They're kind of running away with it. Bits from India with 49 points in second. Waterloo with 41 in third. We've got UMass 1 point ahead of McGill with 31 points. McGill with 30. Illinois on their tail with 28 points. So Sauron still undefeated, 5 out of 5. J Game is up there as well. Only one player ahead of them from India, the Vat of Acid, with 6 out of 8, getting back on streak again. We have 3 other players with 5 out of 5, 2 of them from Georgia Tech, I Keep Checking and Supernova. And we have DeWolf DeWeave repping the CCL with 5 out of 5. They are playing in the Bullet Championship tomorrow, representing University of Yeshiva, I believe. So we might have to add them to our weekly arenas moving forward. But for now, we're watching Wolfer's game from Oklahoma. And looks like it's a queen, rook, and pawn in game. This king is a little bit exposed, but so is this king on h1. White's simply trying to get a queen trade here, also putting pressure on this pawn. So if queen decides to accept the trade, probably rook takes to maintain our d pawn, which is under attack by the rook. And yeah, otherwise, you don't necessarily have to trade here, but there is a check that's attacking this pawn. If you try to save the pawn, rook g1 is annoying. However, you do have to realize that the queen is attacking f3 with check. And if your only move is to block with a rook, well, this rook is going to come in, attacking the pin, also threatening checkmate. So king here would have been somewhat interesting, because after rook check is just a very tempting move. And I forgot that this pawn was defended anyway, so the king didn't really need to defend that. But anyways, we do see a back rank check. We see a block here after the other check. 1600 versus 1800. It's relatively close, but the Wiffer is up a lot of time, actually. 3 minutes compared to under 20 seconds for round crown. We see a queen trade, and now black's going after this d pawn. There's no saving it. If you go here, there's going to be this fork. So there goes your b pawn. That gives black the outside passer. Black trying to attack some pawns of their own. But now the a pawn is running. Rook goes back. Rook gets in front of the pawn, an interesting choice. Typically, you want the rooks behind the pawn. And now the king is centralizing for white. Black king stepping up. So Wolfer's hope is to try to flag here, I believe. Rook comes all the way over, pawn pushes. a2, and now rook gets to a4, and this is why you wanted to be behind the pawn, because now white is behind the pawn. And it's going to be a bit difficult for the rook to help support the pawn. Ooh, d5 discovery, and that's going to allow white to get a deep pass pawn of their own. So now round crown and time pressure might be making mistakes here. This is going to give up the a pawn. Oh no. And now white pushes. Black might have to sack the pawn. Oh, rook a4. Nice tactic from Wolfer, pinning the rook and allowing the queen on the board. So now it's a queen versus a rook and a pawn or two. Let's see. Black's threatening the fork, but you can take this guy now. Here, there's a check. Walk the king up. Get the king in there. Ooh, computer did not like this. This pawn is running, folks. This pawn is running. And it's continuing to run. Queen check. Ooh, that's... Wait. Don't do that. You're going to lose that. 5 seconds from round crown. Rook goes all the way back, but that's a skewer. That is a skewer. Take the rook, pawn push, and mates. Nice game from Wolfer. Rook a4. What a nice move. You love to see the tactics. All right. We've got Sauron in Seoul first. 6 out of 6 with 21 points. That's 21 of the 36 points for Illinois. So Illinois is top 4 now. 3 points ahead of Dallas. Georgia's still in first, 65 points compared to India at 53, tied with Waterloo. So there's a big fight for second place right now. But either of those teams could catch up to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, of course, bringing the heavy hitters today with both Vedic and Titus, the national master. Honestly, the dream team duo, name a more iconic duo for ambassadors. Double national master. Honestly, I want to see Vedic and Titus for the Bughouse Championship. Which, by the way, you guys, we have less than a week to go for registration. If you would like to register for Bughouse this summer, !summer in the chat. So this is the second season we've done a Bughouse Championship over the summer. Okay, so 20 minutes to go. I'm watching Rule of Two versus J Game. These are some of the best players in this tournament right now. J Game from Canada. Rule of Two is from Montreal. So 2 Canadians going at it, although Rule of Two is repping the US flag. J Game's repping the French flag. So 2 Canadian schools. So looks like Rule of Two is up 2 pawns, but the computer evaluation says it's actually relatively even and wants to take this guy. So we see the trade. It wants queen takes. Rook d2, that's kind of spicy. Low time for both players, but definite time advantage for Rule of Two here from Montreal. Rook goes to a1, looking for a8 check. So White's got a weakness on g2 for sure, but this king is a little exposed as well, despite having the 2-pawn advantage. And if king comes over, the queen can go to a2. No, you don't want to do that. Okay, here. Low time for J Game still. Rook to b1, threatening queen to b6 check. Queen steps back. Rook b2, threatening the... Okay, queen threatening rook c1. I like it. Probably a king move. Computer likes d4. Nice. Finding rook c3. Whoa, rook takes g2. Also a nice shot from Rule of Two. What a move. All right, going after these pawns, but you can just push d3. Just walk that pawn home. Come on, here we go. Queen gets behind the pawn, not daring to take h4, but this is going to allow a check. King's forced back, and now d2. Am I right, or is that allowing too much? Check again. King steps up. Queen behind the pawn, d5. There's one check. King moves. And you're out of checks. You're out of checks, buddy. Queen stops the d pawn, but the queen's inching in, threatening e2. So queen wants to come here and find some stalemate or some perpetuals is what it wants. Queen's continuing to check. Another check. And now queen c2. And now d2. No. A draw offer declined. Queen d5 offering a queen trade. And the queen comes back. Dude, this queen is just doing an absolute ring around the rosy here, gobbling up every pawn. And now forcing a queen trade. That was nicely played from Rule of Two. Wow. Not allowing any perpetual chances. All right. Let's check in on Vedic. Playing against Arco from India. Club standings, Georgia Tech's at a nice 69 points with 16 minutes to go. Bits is 2 points ahead of Waterloo, 57 to 55. Dallas is in fourth, 1 point ahead of UMass, who's tied with McGill and they're 1 point ahead of Illinois. So there is quite the race for the 5th spot for that gold membership for the week. But also, we are keeping track of the cumulative scores. The end of the summer, the top 10 schools will get additional prizes. For North America and Canada, that is a CCL t-shirt. And for international schools, it will be additional chess.com memberships. All right, so we see the rook trade is forced by Arco, which is pretty good. Penguin is unfortunately down a pawn here. So White's going to try their best to try and convert this. It's not going to be easy, especially in time pressure. The knight's under attack, though. You got to defend that. So the knight steps back. And now Black's job is to trade off the pawns and get a draw. Somehow, some way. Knight comes in. Low time for Arco. 10 seconds now. King steps up. There's some checks. Georgia Tech's up to 73 points now. McGill is taking the 5th spot, 2 points ahead of UMass. UMass is 2 points ahead at Illinois. Illinois hasn't gotten points in a while. Sauron's still 6 out of 6. So where's their game? That's what I want to know. All right. Sauron's playing Lemony Head from Georgia Tech. 14 minutes to go. Let's check in. Let's see the finish of this game. We'll see if Vedic can pull off the comeback. So let's see. White's pushing some pawns. The knights are over there, staring off into the distance. Knight's attacking the pawn, but it's defended. Knight steps back, pawn push, taking away some squares. Ooh, trading off the pawn for the H-pawn. The knight's attacking this pawn. If the knight can take the pawn, it's a draw. But of course, this position should just still be a draw anyways. So, knight's coming around. Pawn's pushing. King attacks the pawn now. And if the king moves, the knight falls. If the pawn moves, the pawn falls. So there's your draw. All right. Back to Sauron from Illinois. Ooh. Knight f7. This is offering a rook trade. It's also like this bishop, okay, takes b2. This is very interesting. Sauron's up a pawn. Knight gives check. King steps up, attacking the knight. Knight can go back and does, taking up some dark squares. Queen to d2 is probably a pretty big threat. That'd be pretty annoying. Queen can't go to d2 anymore. Maybe queen b1, queen c2. Seems very sensible. Queen b3 as well. And maybe looking to go to e3. So bishop d4 makes a lot of sense. Defending the pawn as well. Taking away the e3 square. Boxing out the knight. So, I mean, bishop d4 looks like... Literally, you're putting the bishop in the center of the board. It's on the long diagonal. It's defending. It's attacking. It's blocking out the knight. Defended by the rook. It's a perfect move here. So Sauron plays it. Both at a minute and a half here. Let's see the club standings. McGill only 1 point ahead of UMass. Illinois 2 points behind them. UT Dallas, they're into the 50s now, so they're solidifying their top spot. But the race for the 5th place, there are 3 teams all right there. Illinois, UMass, and McGill. McGill right now ahead by 1 point. But Sauron looking to add to his streak. Again, he's undefeated, 6 out of 6. Titus is 7 out of 7. And in Soul first. Okay, we have a queen trade. And looks like Lemony Head won a pawn back. So let's see what happened here. Queen b3 is also attacking the e-pawn. So that was the problem. Black does have the 2-on-1 majority on the outside. And a bishop versus a knight. And so there goes the b-pawn. Now it's a 2-on-0. So 2 connected pass pawns for Sauron. That's going to be a big advantage. Also, he's up on time. He's trying to trade rooks. Lemony Head is going to decline that if they want any chance to win. So we see rook to b2. Oh, and that's a fork. Rook has to defend the knight. Trades this off. And now Sauron's just defending the base point and also clearing the way for the a-pawn. There's going to be some good technique here from Sauron. Yeah, Lemony Head, less than 40 seconds now. Rook steps back. I would give a rook check here, but maybe that's not great. They're just pushing. The other pawn's getting involved. Rook b2 is going to come in. Can you do it now? I don't know. How to proceed. Bring the king in, apparently, is what I'm being told. That's what Sauron's doing. A minute to 30 seconds. Under 10 minutes remaining in the arena. Bits is 1 point ahead of Waterloo for second place. UT Dallas, 52 points. McGill adding on to their lead for fifth place. They're at 46. Illinois is at 41, so they've passed UMass, who's still at 40. Still anyone's game. Sauron's going to get a lot of points for this because they're on streak. So that's going to be big for Illinois, assuming they can convert this. Both players under a minute, so there's always room for mistakes. But, I mean, Black is completely winning here. Pawn push, that's a fork. That's winning the rook. And resigns. Nicely done. Does that move Illinois up? Oh, they're tied with UMass now, 45 to 45, and they're both 1 point behind McGill for 46 for fifth place. Titus now, 8 out of 8. Let's see, what's the next game? Are we watching Titus, the club leader? The king has not castled for his opponent. K1278 from India. 8 minutes to go. We want to watch like some McGill action versus UMass or Illinois. Sauron's at 7 out of 7. We might need to see Titus versus Sauron. I need some McGill action. Where is McGill? We've got Dagger from British Columbia playing against someone from Wits. What was this? No, the pawn was just too fast. All right. We got Penguin Pax versus Arya from British Columbia. 7 minutes in the arena left. I'm keeping an eye on McGill. McGill just got passed by UMass. UMass squeezing into the top 5 spots with 49 points. Just under 7 minutes to go. Can McGill come back? Illinois is also trying to get in there. Maybe we watch Sauron. Ooh, we got Wikipedia versus Sauron. This is not the matchup that that Sauron wanted. Wikipedia 2483, a late joiner from Temple. Trying to see if he can get some points on the board for Temple before the arena ends. So they've traded off almost every piece except for the queens, and well, Jeffrey still has 5 minutes on the clock. Sauron hasn't used a minute yet, so they sped through the opening and the middle game straight to the end game. All the time is left for the end game. It's even pawns, but white has a solid structure. Black has a pawn in the center, but a stranded pawn on the outside, and Wikipedia is putting a halt to that pawn's progress and perhaps threatening to win that pawn. So Sauron says, let's get these queens off the board, and maybe they do an early draw and try to find the next game. I'm not so sure. But yeah, Georgia Tech, pretty safe to say they have first place clinched. I believe that's 2 weeks in a row. Waterloo could still catch up to second place. Ooh, but Bits just got some points there. So they're at 69, which is a nice lead over third at 62. UT Dallas at 57. They could even try to pass Waterloo in the last few minutes for that platinum membership. And McGill is at 51 points, 1 point ahead of UMass. I think it's going to be too hard for Sauron to try to catch up. There are some teammates for Illinois. But I don't know if that's going to be enough to get them into the prize territory. So UMass versus McGill. Yeah, they agreed to a draw there, as I expected. Maybe one more game left for them if their opponents lose quickly, or maybe they get a draw offer in. But let's try to find another game. Looks like Titus is crushing and going to convert this. His opponent doesn't have enough time to run down the clock. I believe Titus should convert this, so queen takes g7 is a nice move here. Played. Attacking the rook. All right, rook's connected, knight check. Very nice move from the national master. Taking advantage of the pin, and now queen takes, rook is checkmate. GG. Nice find there, nice finish. All right. Where are the McGill players? That's what I want to know. It's time to start watching all of the Canadians. We've got Waterloo versus UMass, the chess center, who's live right now. Feel free to go check them out. UMass Chess Club. Live streaming. Let me give them a shout out, actually. All right. Club standings. Let's see. Ooh, UMass has taken the lead 55-51. Oh, Montreal passing Illinois in the last few seconds. They're at 49. They could even pass McGill. Some Canadian on Canadian action. But 2.5 minutes to go in the arena. It looks like it's going to be tough. McGill needs someone on streak to win. Let me look through their list. They got J Game, but not on streak. They have GM Pass Pawn, also not on streak. They got JDM, who is on streak. But is it going to be enough? Let's see. Their game is not going to finish, I don't think. They're going to need some draw offers from like all their players. Yeah, this game also just started. GM Pass Pawn is playing Geki Claus from Carnegie Mellon. You love to see it. 2 minutes to go in the arena. We're up to 117 players. Georgia Tech passing the 100-point mark. Over 30 points ahead of second place, Bits, who's only 4 points ahead of Waterloo. UT Dallas at 61. UMass 56 for 5th place. So now 5 points ahead of McGill, who's tied with Illinois. So Illinois catches up, passes Montreal again. But is it going to stand? A minute and a half. McGill needing a buzzer beater. Illinois could also, I mean, there's just like no way, but I mean, UMass could also be offering some draws here in the last few minutes, so who knows? UMass brought a lot of players to play today, but McGill looks like they're Illinois passing McGill. So they're at 53. 3 points behind UMass. What am I even watching? Let's see. I should be watching this game. The UMass game, right? Maybe we see a draw offer. Oh, the draw offers are being declined. Wow. Wait, the Chess Center is declining the draw. Dude, you need points. Maybe he doesn't want to lose the rating or something. I don't know. Does it affect the club stand? Oh my God, McGill tied them at 56. 18 seconds. Dude, McGill could pass them. Chess Center is just not accepting the draw. Which, I mean, I kind of get. The games are rated, so... But looks like UMass is ahead on tie. Oh, they did accept the draw. So they're 1 point ahead of McGill right as the arena ends. Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. Congratulations to Georgia Tech with a dominant performance, 30 points ahead of second place. So they definitely brought talent today. They had Titus in first place, 9.5 out of 10. Leading the way. And then we have Bits from Hyderabad, India, taking second place with 75 points. University of Waterloo from Canada in third. UT Dallas in fourth, only 3 points behind. And UMass, 1 point ahead of McGill for the fifth place prize. Congratulations to the top 5 schools. I will be adding all of these points for all the schools to the leaderboard. And yeah, happy chess day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. Really appreciate it. We've got some exciting things later today from chess.com. They're doing the Bullet Chess Championship right now, I believe, but they're also going to be doing Blitz Champs with the Stanford football team. That's going to be at 2 p.m. Pacific, I believe. So definitely be sure to check that out. That's in 2 hours. Tomorrow, we have the Bullet Chess Championship for the CCL summer season. So tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Pacific, definitely check that out. There's going to be some speedy chess being played. Kind of like our own BCC. It's also double elimination bracket. It's 8 players per division. We're mainly going to be watching the top division starting at 11 a.m., like I said. And then next week is going to be the start of the Bug House qualifiers. So if you would like to play in the Bug House Championship, we still have a week left for registration. You just have to find a partner from your school. So !summer to see more details on that. All right. Geki Claus, maybe we can reach out and get some more teammates for you. Yeah, it's based off the club scores. But thanks for playing. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all. We're going to stick around for this raid, so be sure to see where we go. But yeah, I'm going to head out, and I will be back tomorrow. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye.